Alright, hi guys. I am recording a second video right now. It's probably going to be pretty long, if I'm going to talk about myself for a little while in kind of narcissistic way and then answer Nick's questions. So hopefully it won't be too long. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is the second take of the video that I'm recording right now, because the last one the cat kept walking around. Believe it or not, she does exist. Hopefully I'll be able to get video proof of that today. I don't know if I will, because she's kind of angry now that I picked her up. Anyway, I'm here now, back in New Orleans. I got back from South Bend pretty late last night after the day of flying from hell, basically. Well, I've had worse days of flying, but all of them seem to revolve around the Chicago airport for some reason, because for some reason we continue to fly through the Chicago airport, even though I consistently tell my parents that there are always issues. Like, even when it's sunny outside, there are still weather issues. I don't understand what these weather issues are, because it was like perfect weather, but whatever. They're probably on crack. Regardless, the drug-abusing people in Chicago, for some reason at the airport, delayed our first flight out of South Bend. We ended up on another flight out of South Bend that left like an hour later than the other one was supposed to leave. This one was like a delayed flight from like 7 in the morning. So I had a whole bunch of really angry people on the plane. Anyway, we made it in. Oh wait, hold on guys, look. My cat, she exists. She's real. She's kind of angry that she's being picked up right now, but I win. She's real. Alright, you can go. So all you doubters, she's there. Anyway, back to my story. So we finally made it to Chicago. This next flight was delayed. I don't have my baggage right now. My luggage is not here. As a matter of fact, I might have to go abscond with my mom's computer charger because I left mine in my suitcase. I managed to take my makeup, but I didn't bring my charger, so priorities. Also, I don't have like anything in the house, so like I've got a ton of dry shampoo in my hair, but I managed to have headbands. I don't understand exactly how my life works. Anyway, so here I am. I'm back in New Orleans, contrary to popular belief, despite the nightmarish traveling that happened yesterday and the fact that I went to South Bend. The trip was actually kind of nice. Ostensibly, the purpose was to move my sister into her apartment, but her boyfriend kind of took care of that, so essentially I spent 3 days sitting outside of Starbucks, reading with a book. I occasionally went to the movies, I went to the bookstore once, so it was kind of like the most chill trip ever. I guess that's kind of why I was punished with that awful flying experience, but so it goes. So I guess it was an okay trip. Okay trip if I omit the fact that I achieved one of my life dreams on the drive up, which was kind of like amazing. As I've made painfully clear all over Facebook, I went to Oxford, Mississippi, on the drive up, and it just makes me so happy to think about that. We were in the car, just driving along. We just left New Orleans about like an hour and a half ago. Also, my dad forgot his wallet, so he was driving illegally the entire time, but we're not going to talk about that. So, let's see. Yeah, we're in the car, and my mom's looking at the map, and she's like, alright, well, we're getting off this exit in Mississippi. She's like, and I think it looks like it's kind of close to Oxford. And so I obviously freaked out. I grabbed my phone. I searched the distance from Oxford and whatever this random, like, podunk town was. It was off the interstate. And I Googled, and it was like 23 miles away. So I'm like, okay, guys, detour. Because we get to South Bend, or wherever, no, we're stopping in Missouri that night. It was middle of nowhere. Like, the nearest Starbucks was 30 miles away. So obviously, middle of nowhere, we weren't going to have anything to do that night, so why not get in there later and go achieve one of my life dreams. So around noon, I guess, we drove off the interstate, went to Oxford, Mississippi. I did a lot of Googling to figure out where I needed to go. And we went to St. Peter's Cemetery, and I walked around, like, for, like, 5 minutes trying to find graves, and everyone was judging me and my family. My sister's like, why are you walking around a graveyard, and why are you, like, so happy right now? Eventually we found a sign. I'm gonna have to post pictures of that, actually, that was like, here lies William Faulkner, 20 feet away from this sign, and I'm like, yes! And so, obviously, I'm, like, dancing at this point, because it was just the happiest moment. Well, one of the happiest moments of my life, but anyway, it was pretty freaking cool. So we walked over to the grave, and there it was in all of its glory, as it is now memorialized in my profile picture, which my sister still finds eerie because I'm smiling standing next to somebody's grave, but whatever. And so it's just kind of that big stone thing that you guys see in my picture, and then all around it there are different ground headstones for members of his family. And some people had flowers there. There was a bottle of bourbon, which, I mean, is probably the best tribute that anyone could give to him. And so I just kind of stood there in shock and awe because, like, 6 feet under my feet, and I'm using 2 different homophones. Anyway, lay one of the best writers of ever to walk the earth and that stuff. I'm not being eloquent right now because I think this, like, insane experience took all the eloquence out of me. But, like, he was there. He was lying under my feet, and that's just insane to think about the fact that he wrote some of the most renowned works of literature, and there he was. So anyway, I freaked out for a while. So I went to Oxford, Mississippi, and that was probably the best part of the entire trip. I feel kind of bad because I had, like, Hemingway and Joyce and O'Brien in the car. I didn't bring any Faulkner with me. I had it all planned. I even had, like, pants picked out. Kate Tuhill knows about these pants. That I was totally gonna wear if I ever went to go visit, but since this was sort of like a surprise trip, I was totally unprepared, but it was still fantastic, and nothing ever works out the way you expect it to. That's what the Great Gatsby taught us. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy right now with the fact that I got to do that. So I guess that's been the past week of my life, was residual freaking out and being really excited about that, which, I mean, I guess it's a pretty good way to spend, like, the last week or so before school. Some of you guys have asked me this. I leave New Orleans for Boston on August 30th, move in on the 1st, and my first day of class is September 6th. Hopefully sometime in there I get to see Nick and Ren and Noreen, Rania, and all the other Boston people. Hopefully. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I'm kind of intimidated. I've been ordering books. I was freaking out for a while because I got all my books, and I was so excited about the fact that I get to read all of these books that I've never gotten to read before. I have a lot of, like, philosophy and ancient Greek stuff for my Western cultural tradition class. I have a lot of really fun novels to read, and I get to watch Mad Men for one of my English electives, so this is just, like, best day ever. And yeah, to answer anyone's book questions, I guess Nick had asked this, he probably already got it answered already, but, Amazon, I'm ordering all my books from Amazon because it's cheaper and because we have an Amazon Visa, so we rack up, like, an absurd number of points on there. So basically everything's free at this point. So that's what I'm doing. I'm shipping them to my dorm. In fact, one of the boxes got there already, so I'm excited. I'm going to have a lot of books waiting for me when I get there. I think that's the only other question. Speaking of Nick, I totally saw his doppelganger in South Bend, so, like, weird. It was really interesting. I tried to get pictures, so I'm sitting there with my phone, like, trying to position it to get a picture of him, and I think he thought I was ogling him, and so he got up and walked away. But until then, it was kind of weird, because I almost said hi to him, and I was like, wait, what would Nick be doing in the middle of nowhere, Indiana? So, yeah, that's about me and my life. I guess I should start answering questions, so Aaron's not the only one who awkwardly, well, the whole thing is kind of awkward. But it's a cool thing, because then it gets us, like, talking about things, and we have subject, so I'm not just rambling, even though I've been doing that for probably the past 8 minutes and 15 seconds. So whatever, I'll start answering some questions. I'm trying to think about what they even were, but I really don't want to have to record another one of these videos since I've talked for so long, and the cat's probably not going to want to appear in another one of them. So I'm just going to go with the flow and try and think of them. One of them I know was, where did you grow up, or what was your hometown like? I'm kind of, right now, where I grew up. That sentence has way too many prepositions in it. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I lived there for the first 9 years of my life. I have no accent. I no longer say y'all because everybody made fun of me. So, yeah, I was actually born about maybe 60 miles from where I am now, in a house that looks nearly exactly like the one I'm in now, because my parents thought the builder was so awesome that they bought a house that he built on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain. So I was born across the lake. Pretty cool stuff. I was there for the majority of, I guess, my childhood. The thing I remember most about it was that we had a swing set in the backyard, and so we would play, like, pirate ship. I don't know how those two things are synonymous, but it was pretty awesome. I went to Montessori school for first couple years of my education. I went to a really snotty private all-girls school for 2 years, and as actually part of, like, the network of schools. It's all over the country, and Lady Gaga went to the one in New York City, so obviously it produces very fine young women. So we moved away from New Orleans after my 4th year of school. Yeah, that's it. So I guess that's kind of my childhood. And you wanted to know how we rebelled, since I'm such a rebel. I didn't, I guess. I don't know. I was a pretty straight-laced young kid. Not much has changed. Probably the most rebellious thing I've done. Well, meh. I dyed my hair pink, I guess. I don't know. As a kid, I didn't really do much to rebel. I guess when I wanted to, like, get away from things, I would go right. But no, I was pretty normal. I don't really know how I acted as a kid either. I don't think I was too different than I am now. I know I read a lot, so I guess not much has changed. And according to my mom, when I was really little, I just sat and kind of stared off into space and didn't talk, so I think I'm overcompensating for that now. It's probably where I get all my insane talkingness from. Let me see if I can fit one more question into this, so that, because I know there's like a 15-minute limit. We're already 11:11. Anyway, oh, Erin talked about her first crush, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that too. Of course, obviously, I had like the little tiny, like, kindergarten, cute boy, oh my god, he ate glue, he's so brave kind of thing. But I guess my first, like, huge one was this guy. We moved to California. It was 5th grade, and I thought he was, like, the most obnoxious person in the entire world. But I still liked him a lot. Like, I had a huge crush on him. Anyway, stop me if this sounds a little familiar. But, yeah, because I have told Nick this story before. He was really smart, and we were in the same, like, math program together, and I just thought he was awesome. Probably because he was really smart. And his dad wrote a book about aliens that is actually on Amazon. It's the second hit, because the first one, same title, I don't even remember what the book title is anymore, is about the Antichrist. But anyway, there's one review for the book on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure he went and wrote it himself, because it's really laudatory. Anyway, his dad wrote a book, but, really nice, really smart, really good at math, really good at science. We talked about books a lot. He was awesome. Nothing ever became of that, although both of our sides of our friends were trying to, like, push us together. Because I moved away in 7th grade, and I don't know. I guess I was just like, I'm too good for that. Anyway, yeah, right. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, apparently there was this girl who moved to California after I moved away, who all my friends thought was, like, my twin. She ended up dating him, so I guess that's how the world works. So I guess that's all I'm gonna fit in today, since I'm nearing the 13-minute mark right now, and you guys have probably all quit watching this by now. Anyway, I hope that this wasn't entirely boring. I mean, my cat was in it, so that's exciting. Guest star, I feel like Brittany Ungley when she has the cat in her little web videos. I did not just reference that show. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now, so I wanted to salute, kind of. Anyway, hopefully the video turned out okay. Hopefully my charger cord thing, is not needed, because I think the battery's close to dying, and hopefully I can upload this a lot quicker than I did the last one. So, I'll answer more questions later. I'll send another video before I head off to school. More people post, because this is awesome, and I love hearing from all of you guys. So, over and out.